Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Today is May 18th, and here are our lessons for the day. For English Language Arts, today's focus is an iReady reading lesson, and you will be answering questions about stories. And today you are just going to do book 1 in your iReady lesson called The Secret Life of Elvis. And your success criteria is I can read the story and answer questions using text evidence. So today, when you log on to iReady and click on your reading lesson, you'll notice that there is only one teacher assigned lesson this week, and that's because today's lesson will last you for 2 days. There's 2 books in this lesson, and all you need to do is read book 1, The Secret Life of Elvis, and answer the questions about that story. And when you're done, you can stop the lesson and pick up where we left off tomorrow. And today for math, your focus is your Monday math worksheet. And on your Monday math worksheet, you will be working on comparing numbers within 10. Your success criteria for today is I can solve comparison problems by using the count back strategy and the count on strategy. So we worked on some comparison problems in the classroom this year, and there were some key words that we would focus on that would tell us these problems are going to be problems where we will be comparing by counting back or counting on. And those key words were fewer than or less than and more than. So I have an example problem that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to remind us how we can use those count back and count on strategies to help us compare and story problems. So today's story problem says Mrs. Peak has 8 eggs. Dr. J has 4 eggs. How many more eggs does Mrs. Peak have? Okay, and I see one of our keywords in there, more, and we know that Mrs. Peak has more eggs because Mrs. Peak has 8 and Dr. J only has 4. But it doesn't just say more, it says how many more eggs does Mrs. Peak have? So we need to use our count back or our count on strategy to figure out how many more eggs Mrs. Peak has than Dr. J. So let's start with the count on strategy. Okay, when we count on, we start with our smaller number, which is 4, and count on all the way up to our bigger number, which is 8. Okay, so when we start at 4, like we did in the classroom, we take 4 out of the air, put it in our head. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when we counted on 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that tells us that Mrs. Peak has 4 more eggs than Dr. J, and we can write the number sentence 4 plus 4 equals 8 to match that work that we just did. Okay. And in our success criteria, it said another strategy that we can use is the count back strategy. Now, when we were counting on, we started at the smaller number and counted on up to our bigger number. But when we're counting back, we start at the larger number, which is 8, and count back to our smaller number, which is 4. Okay, so let's practice counting back with this problem too. So we're starting with 8, which means we need to take out of the 8 out of the air and put it in our heads. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And we need to stop at 4 because that's where our smaller number is. And when we started at 8 and counted back to 4, we counted back 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And we can also write the number sentence 8 minus 4 equals 4 to match the work that we just did. And in both cases, whether we were counting on or counting back, we got the same number of eggs. So Mrs. Peak has 4 more eggs than Dr. J. So you can find your practice for counting on and counting back in comparison problems on our Canvas page right here on the link that says compare numbers within 10. And when you click on that link, you'll get a worksheet that looks just like this. There's 2 pages and 7 problems all about comparing. And when we do our Zoom lesson today, we'll practice 2 comparison problems as well. Okay? So as always, please don't forget to read independently for 30 minutes You can use books that you have at home, or you can get on Mayan or Bookshelf, anything to get you reading. And you can check out our specialist websites for any additional activities. And we also have our Zoom today at 1 o'clock, and I sent the link out with this video. So I hope to see everyone today on our Zoom. We'll be doing a couple of math problems, we'll be playing a quick game, and we'll be reading a pretty cool story. So I hope to see you there. Have a super awesome Monday, and I'll see you at 1 o'clock. Bye.